What's up, YouTubers? My name is Jan Pauk, and today we're going to learn and strengthen an A major chord. We're going to do that by, of course, learning what fingers go on what strings and whatnot. We're going to learn how to give it more strength by letting our other fingers come in and help. We're going to learn where to put the thumb. We're going to take the chord off and put it back on to get that claw shape going in our hand. We're going to learn why to play it with one finger as opposed to three fingers. And we're going to learn to move it around. It's much easier to do than changing chords at first. So grab your guitar and let's get started. Now first let's maybe talk about the differences between playing an A chord with one finger and playing it with three fingers like it oftentimes gets presented to you in books and online and in other places. Now this one is not a bad chord, it has its uses. However, I haven't used it much and I've been playing for 25 years, 24, something like that. I much rather use my index finger. I find it much easier, it's just one finger. And then, you know, you can do embellishments if you play it with that because you have three fingers to do stuff with. So we'll get to those embellishments. Right now we're just trying to play one simple chord, but keeping that in mind, let's learn it with one finger. It's the one finger chord. It's actually the most popular one with my private students because it's the one that'll be easiest to change into when you start changing chords because it's just one finger on the guitar. So let's find out what I'm doing. I'm going to put my index finger on the second fret, and I'm going to loosely put it on the first four strings, and I'm going to press this knuckle down so that I'm hopefully pressing down the second, third, and fourth strings. That's counting from the ceiling, so we're going to skip the first one, that it's actually muted. We'll talk about that in a second. I want that second string ringing out, then the third one, again from the floor, and the fourth string. Then the thumb is going to come over the neck and is going to slightly touch what we call the bottom string, which is the one closest to the ceiling, the thickest one. And it won't make a sound. We're muting it to free up our right hand so that when we strum we don't have to think about not hitting that string. Right? If we didn't have our thumb there, we'd have that note underneath, which is not the prettiest. Kind of works with an A, but not really. It's kind of muddy, so make sure you mute that. So your thumb goes over the neck, and your sense of touch should be telling you that you're slightly touching it. It's not a pressing something down, then you'll get a different chord. You're just putting your thumb on top of the neck and relaxing your hand. And that'll yield a muted sound, and it'll free up your strumming, which is very helpful. Then the first string, mine is actually pretty muted too. And if you were to press it down, you'd get an A6, which at the beginning of your playing, it doesn't matter. It would work just as well as an A major. That probably just didn't make any sense. A6, it's got a color on top. But anyways, let's make sure that you know how to press this knuckle down. I do not want any arches on your index finger, then you won't really get that A major to happen. So you got to learn to press that down. And some of my students have a little bit of trouble with it. And well, you can press your index finger down on any surface, right on your leg or somewhere on the guitar, and when you do, that knuckle goes down. So it's not like you're commanding the knuckle to move, you're rather just putting pressure on the tip of the finger and that knuckle will come down. So when you make a bar on the guitar, it's a bit of a similar feeling. You get your finger on there, and it's how you position your wrist in relation to the neck that'll get that knuckle to come down. And with time, of course, your finger will learn how to do that all by himself. So your A should sound like this. And don't play it with just one finger, having all these other fingers, your middle, ring, and index, like anywhere. Let them come close. Oftentimes they'll all kind of make a pack of fingers, and they'll press on the index a little bit to help give the chord structure. So once you have the chord sounding fairly good, which you can check by plucking the individual strings. So the 6th string, the one closest to the ceiling, will be muted with your thumb. The next string is open, shouldn't have any fingers on it, and should ring out like that. If you have your index finger a little too high, the tip of it might touch it and mute it. We do not want that. We actually want that 5th string to ring out. Then you'll have your 4th string, your 3rd string, and your 2nd string. And then the 1st string, mine is muted. I am fine with that. You don't need a chord to always have all strings. A partial chord oftentimes sounds better, especially if you're playing with other people or in a band. But at first, when you quality control your chord like I was just doing, you'll probably get a whole bunch of noises and it won't be all clean, which is fine, that's normal. Just live with it for a month or two. It'll get better, your chord will clean up with time, and I'm about to show you some exercises that'll help clean up and strengthen that chord for you. The first one is to take that index finger off, move your thumb out of the way, and try just to hold that position. And then see if you can put it back on. Again, without touching that 5th string with your index finger. It has to be open. That's the root of the chord. When you put it back on, quality control it. See if it still sounds like an A. Then again, get your thumb out of the way, take the chord off, put it back on, strum it. Do this maybe a good 15 or 20 times. You can watch a movie while you do this. And this taking the chord off and putting it back on will help you remember it and will get you ready for chord changes. Now another thing we're going to do is we're going to move this chord around, and I'm going to move it from my 2nd fret to my 5th fret, then down 1 fret to the 4th fret, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the 7th fret. And once I've done that, I'm going to go back to my 2nd fret. Now in order to do this, I obviously lift the pressure on the chord, but I don't leave the strings. My index finger is still touching all of those strings, it's just not pressing them down. So let your sense of touch confirm that, and then I slide like a train on train tracks until I'm on the 5th fret. Right in front of the metal bit, not too far back, not on top, but right in front of it, and I'm going to press back down, and I'm going to strum that chord. Then again, I'm going to lift the pressure. I'm going to slide back 1 fret to the 4th fret to right in front of the metal bit. Not too far back, not on top, but right in front of it in the sweet spot, and I'm going to strum that. And then I'm going to lift the pressure. I'm going to slide up 3 frets to where I'm on the 7th fret, and I'm going to press back down. My thumb the whole time was muting that 6th string, again to free up my strumming hand. And I strum that 7th fret, and then I start over. So let's turn this into an exercise. I'm going to give you a limited amount of time so that you progress faster. If you give yourself too much time for an exercise, you won't progress as fast. So anyhow, let's get started. My index finger is on the 2nd fret. We're going to strum it, and here we go. 3, 4, and 1. Let's go to the 5th fret. 3, 4, and 1. 2, let's go to the 4th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, let's go to the 7th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, let's go back to the 2nd fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 5th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 4th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 7th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, one more time, 2nd fret. And 1. 2, 5th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 4th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 7th fret. Ready? And 1. 2, 2nd fret. 3, 4, and 1. 2, 4th fret. Ready? And that was the 5th fret, I'm sorry. 3, 4th fret, ready, and 1, 2, 7th fret, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 2nd fret, ready, and 1, 2, 5th fret, ready, and 1, 2, 4th fret, ready, and 1, 2, 7th fret, ready, and 1, 2. Let's end it on the 2nd fret, and now once you can slide the chord around like that, if you've learned a strumming pattern, it's very easy to plug that into this exercise. And you can use the places that I showed you, or you can hash them around and make them your own thing. It's up to you. But you could come up with something, for example, like this. Ready? 3, and 5th fret, 4th fret, and 7th fret. Let's try that one more time. 2nd fret, down, down, up, down, up. 5th fret, down, down, up, down, up. 4th fret, down, down, up, down, up. 7th fret. So that's your A major chord. You can do this on an electric guitar. You can also do it on an acoustic guitar. If you have a classical or Spanish guitar with a much wider neck and the nylon strings, this is probably not the way to play an A chord. But if you have a steel string acoustic or an electric, this is most definitely the way to play it, again, so that you have some embellishments to go to at some point. Okay, so remember to have your thumb over the neck, muting that bottom 6th string. Remember to take this chord off, put it back on. Do that lots of times while you're watching a movie or something. Remember to let these fingers become a bit of a block of fingers, although it's not super important. This is really the one finger chord more than anything. But I do feel my middle finger kind of pressing against it to help it get structure. And then have fun taking the chord around. 2nd fret works, 4th fret works, the 5th fret works, the 7th fret works, and there's probably some more that work too. So I hope you learned something. I hope these tips help you out. I hope they make your A major chord better. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time I see you.